off the Twins in game 2 of this 3-game set in Anaheim. Brandon just housed the butter. The Twins lose. Let's break it down on today's Locked On Twins postcast.
You are Locked On Twins postcast, part of Locked On Sports Minnesota, your team every day.
And welcome to another edition of our Locked On Twins postcast. Today is Saturday, August 13th. I'm the host of Locked On Twins, Nash Walker, here with writer and reporter at Access Twins, Mr. Brandon Warren. Did you know the key to sustainable weight loss is through your liver? The liver is the body's metabolic furnace. Head on over to Liver Health Formula at getliverhelp.com/MLB to learn more. Brandon, perhaps, probably was, and maybe recency bias is involved here, but the worst loss of the season for the Twins. What do you have to say?
Well, I hope people aren't tuning in to watch me eat butter, because I already did. And I think that is the path to weight loss. We should have to read an ad on that. There's just no words for this one.
Awful.
Starts with, if Buxton catches that homer, which again is a big if, that changes things. Gordon, if he just pulls up on that ball, maybe he has to play it out of the corner, and it's easy for me to say not in that situation, but he's the fourth guy as a left fielder all night, but with all the moves that were made, and I don't know. I'm just scrambling to try to come up with reasons why this game is not going to be a back-breaking loss, and I'm coming up empty.
Swendini, I think, makes a great point here. Jorge Lopez was brought in to be tough as nails. Then he allows Stassi to get on after reaching an 0-2 count. Oh, you know what? That was the main problem I had in that ninth inning was he had 2 strikes on Stassi. He was 0-2, and he threw back-to-back changeups, and that kind of stuff just really bothers me from a reliever who throws, 98 with a sinker, and you're a strike away from finishing the game. Like back-to-back changeups to a right-handed hitter. I didn't love the pitch selection there in the ninth, but how do you even draw this up, Brandon, to talk about that ninth inning? There was a good swing from Sierra. To get down the line there, good play from Correa. Correa and Buxton showed up defensively in those last couple innings, but man, this is just a game you can't lose, in my opinion. That's a game you really can't lose.
Yeah, and a lot of times what you'll hear is pitchers wanting to beat you, not get beaten on their non-best pitch. The changeup, getting quote-unquote beaten, I call it beaten because Lopez lost the plate appearance, if you want to call it that. With back-to-back changeups, just can't happen. I know Stassi could have been the tying run if you groove him a fastball and he hits a homer, but just go after him. You just go after him. And I know he threw 2 fastballs and then there was changeups and whatever. And just go after the guy. Again, if you get beat on your best pitch, and I will probably have to say without a shadow of a doubt, his best pitch is a 98-mile-an-hour sinking fastball. If you get beat on that, tip your cap. But you can't get beat messing around with changeups towards the got to be the bottom of the order, doesn't it?
Yeah, Stassi, he has not hit all year. That's just It's frustrating to walk the catcher there. And I think, Hawk 2K says, after seeing another loss like this, do you think the Twins will still win the division? I don't know. Obviously, I don't know. But what I've been saying is they don't, the positive momentum is snuffed out constantly with them. They had a nice win last night. They're on their way to another victory tonight. They get 5 great innings from Dylan Bundy. They're set up to win that game in the 9th inning, up 2 runs, and they can't push across more runs leading into the 9th. It's worth saying that, but they just can't build any positive momentum, Brandon.
8 and 9 hitters, 8th and 9th innings, 5 runs in the final 4 innings, with the Twins lining up their bullpen exactly how they wanted. That just cannot happen. Dylan Bundy gives you 5. He's a 5 and dive guy. If he throws 65 or 95, they're not going to give him more than that almost at any point. He's got an ERA over 5, or at least he did coming in. And just, they cannot piece it together. They cannot seem to figure out how to finish off even the easiest wins at points. And I get why that's so frustrating to fans, because me watching it here too, I'm just like, Byron Buxton 0 for 5 comes up empty in extras, and Miranda 4 strikeouts, grounds out, and just like there's all these spots. They're 0 for 14 runners in scoring position.
14.
It's just again, I'm not of the mind that you have to clutch up, but by just random statistical analysis, you should see a team doing better than 0 for 14. If you're a team that hits 100 with runners in scoring position, you should still have a hit in one of those spots in a game where you bat 14 times with runners in scoring position. It's such strange ways the Twins are finding to lose games right now. And it's coming at the worst possible time when they didn't take care of business earlier in the season, when their schedule was, like we've all seen, much easier than it is right now. Granted, the Angels 15 games under 500 coming into this one. You got to do it. You got to get this one taken care of.
BetOnline.net is the fastest and easiest way to check in on all your betting needs. Find all your favorite sports and events with the #1 online source for odds, lines, and games. BetOnline is where the game starts. So this Angels team, looking at this, is just a bad team. Like, I watched this team, and outside of Shohei Ohtani, nothing for, what was that, 17 innings basically against the Twins these last 2 days. And now they have an opportunity to win this series Sunday. I mean, you could say the same about the Twins, but here's the problem. It's Chris Archer Sunday, who's been better recently, but that's Lopez on back-to-back days. That's Duran on back-to-back days. Jack should be available. Fulmer should be available. Duran and Lopez, you got to think, will both be down, though, Sunday. And I think they went for it again hard tonight, and they lost. And now I think they might have to pay for that tomorrow by going to less reliable relievers.
Unless they go out and just blow up the starter tomorrow and win 8-2 or something. Yeah, it's going to be a tough one to piece together. They're going to be asking guys to get outs in spots that we haven't seen in a while or at all. So it's going to be curious to see how they piece it together. I feel like I'm missing something, though, like why Pagan instead of McGill late there. I mean, I don't know. Am I just missing something? I'm not sure.
I think because he doesn't have a second lefty, I think they treat Pagan as their second lefty because of his splitter. So if it's like left, right, left, and they've already used Theobar, he likes to go to Pagan over any other righty in the bullpen. I've noticed that trend. But so Andini says, I know it's not his fault entirely, but he gives up another homer. Like, I've been on the train as well. I like his stuff, and I was willing to accept that maybe there was some bad luck involved early on, but giving up these monster homers, he just does it over and over and over. And it's come to a point where, I agree with Swindini. Like, what are you expecting at this point?
I don't want to hear anybody say anything if he goes to Tampa Bay and is Nick Johnson 2.0 or Nick Anderson 2.0. No interest whatsoever. Everybody is so done with him here, and Twins fans, more than any fan base I've ever seen, keep an eye on what other players that used to be on the team are doing and get upset. Not too many people talking about Lamont Wade Jr. right now or Akil Baddoo. These things happen, but if Emilio Pagan goes somewhere else and gets even one save, and I have to hear about it on Twitter, I'm burning the mother down. I swear to everyone on this chat right now, if Emilio Pagan goes somewhere else and is good and you want him, I'm going to call you a joke because you're lying.
Another bomb given up. And Josiah makes a good point too. It shouldn't have been a safe situation. The lineup lost this game, and I can't disagree with Josiah there either. This game was lost at multiple points tonight. Kepler has been terrible since coming off the injured list. The at-bats are bad. The results are clearly bad. What do you do with Kepler at this point, Brandon? I think he's playing hurt personally with the pinky toe, and he's really worried about getting jammed, and he doesn't want to hit his toe again. And I get that, but like from the Twins' perspective, he's not really giving you anything at all offensively.
I don't really understand rushing him back in the first place, though. I guess the problem is you saw how many people were complaining about, Mark Contreras, Jake Cave, and all of this. You just need Max Kepler to suck it up. Well, Max Kepler didn't go on a rehab, and now he's 0 for his last 25, 26, whatever it is, and now his slash line looks identical to Gilberto Celestino's, though Celestino does it with a little bit higher batting average, I guess. But Yeah, he's not only hurting himself, he's hurting the team right now, and it's commendable for him to want to play through it, but it's just not working. Now, what's the alternative? I mean, do they put him back on the 10-day, go get, I think it's Contreras again? I mean, I don't know. I don't really know what the alternative is, but how much better is Contreras or someone else than Kepler at this point right now? Probably a fair amount better, but it's not going to stop people from complaining. And then too, it's going to be the whole, well, then why'd you bring him back in the first place? You know what? It's a never ending cycle of people being upset about things that are basic baseball decisions.
They were so exposed at the end of that game with the lefties and the left-handed Quijada, so exposed right there at the end. Without Garlic, you realize like they just don't. And I saw a comment up here, I can't remember who it was, that another lefty beat up on the Twins. Reese says, once again, Twins can't hit lefties. And I've mentioned this on Locked On Twins quite a bit. Their numbers against lefties are lower than they are against righties. They're like right about league average against lefties and well above league average against righties. And I do think that's because they lack depth against left-handed pitching. And when a team goes to a left-handed reliever and the bench is empty, they're exposed matchup after matchup after matchup.
And it's in a way where it's not supposed to happen with the facing three batters rule. And the Twins are actually kind of just playing into their hands by making those moves early in games to get their righties off the field, on the field. You know, I don't really mind baseball as a game of chess, but the problem is when you don't take care of business in 9 innings, your chess turns into your chessboard gets scattered, let's just say, because ideally Nick Gordon's not in left field late in the game when he didn't start out there. I mean, Celestino made a nice play earlier in the game. I was listening on the radio and I think it was Dan Gladden said it was a pretty nice play. Yeah, just to get to the point of the 9th inning and Nick Gordon in left field, if he didn't start out there, if he's not out there for some reason or another before then, he's not a defensive replacement in left field for me. So I don't, to me, it just, that alone was just, just a misstep.
Twins remain a game and a half back of Cleveland. They lost today. The White Sox won. They're 2.5 back of Cleveland, a game back of the Twins in the American League Central. Sunday becomes, and we say this quite a bit, a must-win for the Twins after that. Can't lose this series in Anaheim at this point of the season. They just need to start stacking wins. But
well,
go ahead.
How is this happening after they made reinforcements that everybody, including you and me, knew they needed to make?
Yeah.
Like it just makes no sense because they needed the relievers, they needed a starting pitcher, and yet here they are, 4 games over 500 and stumbling against an Angels team that they had held down for like 17 straight innings. It's just, I get the frustration. I'm with you, Twins fans.
Thanks, guys, for joining us on the chat. Very lively chat tonight for the wrong reasons for a Twins loss. But join us after wins. Locked On Sports Minnesota. Brandon ate butter. It's gone. He's going to feel that one. And we're going to feel this loss. Twins lose. We'll be back tomorrow with a postcast, hopefully after a Twins series victory. Brandon, thank you. Like, subscribe, comment, Locked On Sports Minnesota. We'll talk again.